Whoa, hey guys, welcome back to
Make Pee-Pee.
I'm your host,
CK Louis. CK Louis.
Hey.
Live from London, this is BBC.
Hey, what did that lady say to me?
Oh!
Hey!
Live from London, this is BBC News.
Okay, what happened here? Hold on, let me look at the story.
I gotta focus in. What does it say here?
Okay, so this is a reporter from the what is it? A reporter from the
Make Pee-Pee.
BBC. It was a private joke with the team, and I'm so sorry it went out on air.
No, that's okay. What?
I wasn't flipping the bird at viewers or even a person, really. It was a silly joke, blah, 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 blah. Who cares?
Generally speaking,
This is funny, though. Some people are being a real
adult baby.
about this. Some people took offense, commenting below her tweet that it was unprofessional and using it to call for defunding of the BBC. The best thing about this is the switch up. Watch her switch. Check this out.
Live from London, this is BBC News.
I do like that Guardian article is like, people were pretty pissed. Some people were pissed off. Some people were pissed off about it. Pretty much everybody I read a bunch of the comments. Pretty much everybody says this. Ha 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 ha, good on you, sweetheart. The most genuine thing I've seen on the BBC for 15 years. On the
Make Pee-Pee.
C.
But anyway, guys, there's a long tradition of this.
She was referencing a long tradition of reporters doing this. There was a guy, what's the guy's name? He was reporting out of Pennsylvania.
On me in 3, 2, 1.
See?
2, 1. See?
See that? Oh. Pretty interesting story with this guy. He kept reliving.
For one day.
Could I have one more of these with some booze in it, please? Oh, I like it here.
That's my favorite joke in all of Groundhog Day, and I couldn't find it anywhere on YouTube. I had to rent this movie for $4 on Amazon to show that. Okay, so that's that.
That's that out of the way.
What else we got here? Oh, okay, here's a great one. Here's an amazing clip. In the last video, we watched a bunch of these conservative channels reacting, just trying to suck clicks out of the Grand Theft Auto 6 thing.
It looks amazing. I probably won't play it.
And one of the greatest political commentators of all time has uploaded the best version, the best reaction.
All right, guys, my producers just sat me down and told me something very important is
Oh, yeah, they forced you to do this. Sure, okay, go ahead.
happening across the World Wide Web. Apparently,
Okay.
Grand Theft Auto 6,
Never heard
which
of
is
it.
Grand Theft Auto Vice,
What?
is coming out.
It's a 2-minute video. Most of it is him just staring at the trailer. Okay, let's see how he transformed this content. Here we go. Okay.
I don't know, it looks pretty good.
Okay, great. Amazing.
Sir, yes, sir. It's me.
General Lee speaking. General Lee speaking is my name. I'm a general in the army.
Generally speaking, Chinese people
Come on.
look Chinese.
Come on, Joe.
That's the only way you get to enforce people redistributing wealth
What, Joe?
evenly across everybody, including people that have done nothing.
Right.
And now you're going to get a lot of angry people, and you're going to get a lot of resentment. You know what pops out of something like that, those
Okay.
ideas? Far-right ideologies.
Calm down.
Super far-right.
Calm down, Joe.
That's the rebound to this radical leftism.
Right.
You know, Steve Bannon was talking about that. He was talking about Trump.
Okay, never
People
heard of
afraid
either of
Trump.
them. Okay.
They're like, he's a moderate.
Okay.
He's a moderate. He's a moderate in this movement.
Oh.
And believe me, if you guys fuck with him more, someone else is going to come along.
Exactly.
It's going to resonate with these people that realize they're getting fucked.
I've been saying
And
that. Oh,
it's gonna
you're
be
frozen.
just like
Joe,
what's
you're
happening
frozen.
in Argentina, where this guy gets elected and he's like, fuck everything.
Well, I don't know. You know, a lot of the times I watch old Joe.
Joe, the mayor of Austin, Texas. I watch him a lot of time. I'm like, what the hell's he talking about? I say. But then I remember he records like 3 8-hour podcasts a week. I feel like if I did that, I would just be like, yeah, I don't know. I'm just doing a physical thing.
At this point of talking. Elvis is that talking.
I can't speak for Joe, but that would be me for sure. if I was doing that much casting, if I was doing that much
Weird.
casting, if I was doing that much casting, I would just be like, but it wouldn't be coherent, I think. But I don't know, a lot of people do listen to Joe's decrees and his commandments, so so maybe we'll look at all the pieces of this crap right here that he's saying. The first thing he says, he goes into this thing. So he starts out basically by saying, like, when you take from the rich and give to the poor, by the way.
That's in the Bible.
Okay. When you take from the rich and give to the poor, that breeds far
right.
A lot of people really hate this, and it makes people really pissed off when you take from the rich and give to the poor. The problem is that this kind of happened very recently, and even Republicans supported this, the auto worker strike. That was literally like, hey, us poor people who work in the factories,
making this crap.
making these, we want more of that money going to us, you know. So I'm not saying Joe doesn't know what the hell he's talking about, but I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
You got to get a lot of resentment. You know what pops out of something like that, those ideas?
No.
Far right.
Calm down, Joe.
Super far right.
Okay.
That's the rebound to this radical leftism.
Right.
You know, Steve Bannon was talking about that. He was talking about Trump, like the people that are afraid of Trump.
Right.
They're like, he's a moderate.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like Joe's implying here that, like, how did you end up with Trump? How did you end up with...
It's weird.
Well, you have all this far left crap going on, and then a reaction to that is people are like, oh, well, no, you know? But the guy before him was a guy who, his main policy thing was that you had to buy private health insurance or you get fined. Definitely not left. So I don't know if it was a reaction to far left crap, you know? Again, I just don't know what the hell Joe's talking about. Which, honestly, again, I wouldn't know what the hell I was talking about if I was talking for 20 hours a day on camera. I wouldn't know. You know, and then the last part, Joe's like, well, and this is how you get like that anarcho-capitalist guy in Argentina. You know, all this far left crap. But then you read about what happened in Argentina, and it's like, well, you know, it's like, yeah, they do have like a welfare state there, with which I thought Joe supported. I thought he was like a Bernard supporter at one point, so I don't know what's going on there. But the party that was in power, the Peronist party or whatever, they were kind of chipping away at the welfare state, and the left didn't like them, and they had very high unemployment. And it's like, I don't know if it's just as simple as like there was a far left there and people hate that, and you know.
I truly do believe that there's part of this that's directly contributed to from our strategic enemies. I think that we're in the middle of this information operation.
Right, from the...
Generally speaking,
Joe,
Chinese people
relaying propaganda. That's what you're doing. And you're trying to cause cultural divides, and they're trying to divide us. They're trying to make us argue, because they're the ones that directly reap the benefits of all this chaos.
Absolutely.
Who else would reap the benefits of this?
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Joe, can you jump in on this one?
by Yuri Bezmenov.
Okay.
In the 1980s.
Yeah.
Never heard of him?
And
okay.
people who haven't seen that, go watch this video. It's on YouTube. Former KGB defector Yuri Bezmenov.
He's from the GB. Okay. That was not worth it.
Outlines how Russia has invaded our education system and what they're doing to try to destroy our culture. And whether or not you believe in that shit or not, just listen to what he's saying and see what's happened.
Right.
He is outlining exactly how it would take place. He's off by about 10 years.
Yeah.
But he outlined it in terms of how many generations it would take for a complete moral decay and a complete...
Moral decay?
Complete...
Can we get an example, Joe?
Or an erosion of our faith in the democratic process.
Can we get an example,
And all of it's
Joe?
laid out. All of it's laid out exactly what you see. And that's the enemy of comedy. Like, if you're going to fucking fall in on that, like, you can't be funny.
No.
And... You can't be funny and be involved in this fucking chaotic war. I was watching a jiu-jitsu coach.
Okay. Never heard of it or him.
They were talking about whether or not he supports trans women competing in women's division.
Trans stuff.
And he was saying,
yeah, this is why I love Joe. He's all over the place. I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
I don't know what the hell he's talking about, but I love it.
He's like, you got to go watch this Yuri Bezmenov video. So I did. I went and watched it. It's an hour and 20 minutes long. It's from the 80s. It's way too long and, frankly, way too boring. Thank you. We'll be right back. But this guy was in the KGB. He defected to America, and he's like, the Soviet Union sucks, and the Soviet Union is trying to undermine America through ideological subversion, the Soviet Union. And Joe Rogan's like, the plan was all laid out. The Soviet Union was trying to undermine the son of a bitches over here. So I'm not totally sure how this guy who was saying this in 1984, and not totally sure how this applies, but Joe Rogan gives us an example, which is a transgender thing from jiu-jitsu. I don't think that's from the Soviet Union. So yeah, the Soviet Union is trying to divide the country. Okay, does the Soviet Union still exist? I'm not sure. I don't know.
Can somebody check? Put in the comments.
Those commie bastards are trying to destroy the country, those son of a bitches, okay? And according to Joe, they're doing it with transgender jiu-jitsu.
Like this whole men using the women's bathroom.
Soviet Union.
Like, listen, I'm not an anti-trans person, but if you don't believe that there are certain male predators that are sex offenders that wouldn't take advantage of the ability to wear a dress and then all of a sudden be able to go into any woman's room they want, well, they definitely do.
So that's what they're doing, these commie son of a bitch bastards over in the Soviet Union. They're trying to get people to, what was it again? They're trying to get people to do jujitsu in the bathroom? I forgot. I stopped listening to what he was saying. Okay, guys, I thought we'd check in with a guy whose YouTube channel, by the way, is a complete disaster. I don't know what the hell's going on. He deleted all his live shows.
Who knows what the hell this guy's doing?
But he did give us an amazing little sound clip here. Check this out.
But you need him as a soldier. Do you kick him out of the military? Or do you say, all right, goofball?
All right, guys.
All right, goofball.
So this guy, Chuck Kirk, he usually never gets views. Like, he cannot get views on YouTube. But he got views on this one. 110,000 views in 2 days. So people are kind of interested in this. What is this goddamn video called? Woke college presidents get burnt.
All right, goofball.
Okay, Charlie is a naturally funny guy. Watch what he does here. Watch this.
At USA. In fact, I wrote a whole book called The College Scam.
Oh, amazing.
College Scam, how America's universities are bankrupting and brainwashing away the future of America's youth. We talk.
That's one of the subtly funniest things I've ever seen. Well, what is the title of this book I wrote? He has to turn it. What is this? College Scam. What's my book called? It's called...
All right, goofball.
How colleges don't go to them.
In fact, I wrote a whole book called The College Scam. College Scam, how America's universities are bankrupting and brainwashing away the future of America's youth.
Didn't you write that book? Okay, anyway, what the hell is this guy talking about?
All right, goofball.
Get on with your thing. Here we go.
Companies. He's done some activist stuff in years past. Of course, I'm talking about Bill Ackman.
Never heard of him. Okay.
Bill Ackman is somebody that most Americans don't know of.
Right.
He hasn't
I just said that.
Done anything that radical, but he's donated tons of money to Planned Parenthood. After October 7th, Bill Ackman led the charge in calling out Harvard, which has become a threat to the American homeland, a threat to our country, when 31 student organizations came out in support of Hamas's butchery, the attempted Holocaust of the Jewish people in the nation of Israel. He said, we will not hire those people. He famously was supportive of putting the names and faces of the students that were involved in this. Bill Ackman tried to get the attention of the president of Harvard, but he goes a step, 2, 3, 4 further. All right, goofball. Bill Ackman doesn't just say that it's a hotbed of anti-Semitism.
Right.
No. Bill Ackman articulates in great detail that Harvard is producing anti-American and anti-white activists. His words.
This is weird. Conservatives are really into this. I watched a bunch of this. It's 5 hours long, so I watched it on 2X. But they did in the United States House of Representatives. They did a, what are they calling this thing? Opening investigation into Harvard, MIT, and UPenn after anti-Semitism hearing. What's kind of weird about this right off the bat is I was reading about this, and, they're opening this investigation because students have been reporting, because there's been some reports from students that there's a rise in anti-Semitism. What's weird is that there's also been a reported rise in Islamophobia, too. But they're only doing it on, it's the House of Representatives. Who knows what they're doing? But I watched hours and hours of this thing, and it's just like, here's an example of a clip from this thing.
In the House of Representatives, we're without excuse. We have
above the American flag, in God we trust. Really? And then we have the full face of Moses looking down on the entire body.
Oh,
who
watch
gave
the
us
mic.
the first 5 books of the Bible.
So it's a lot of just total nonsense, and then the parts that aren't total nonsense is like Republicans conflating any protest with racism. But I love Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk hates the elites. Okay, he's against the elites. You watch his show, he's like, these goddamn elites, you know. I'm a different kind of guy, you know. So he loves freedom of speech and he hates elites. But he absolutely loves... He does a 20-minute segment on how he absolutely loves that a billionaire hedge fund manager who went to Harvard is threatening to not give them more millions of dollars if they keep allowing certain protests. There's only one thing to say to that, which is...
All right, goofball.
Okay, but anyway, Chuck Kirk now suddenly very concerned about racism on campuses. Okay, great. Well, what else you got to say?
All right, goofball. All right, goofball.
What else you got to say?
The 1.6 million legal people coming in. Ilhan Omar came in legally. And she hates the country.
She does?
She's a sleeper cell infiltrator of the United States, representing Congress. She hates the country. She hates the West. She should be...
That's right. We look at Ilhan Omar and we say,
all right, goofball.
Charlie Kirk is the stupidest idiot I've ever seen with the funniest job in the world, which is, in one video he goes on his channel and he's like, racism is out of control, to the point that these rich weirdos should stop giving money to schools. Then you watch the rest of his videos and they're like the most racist thing you've ever seen.
Nobody else should come into the country.
You know, if I hear somebody speaking a different language, they should be kicked out.
Ilhan Omar should be deported. Like, all this crap. It's like, you look at this channel and you're just like...
All right, goofball.
I can't stop with that one.
Oh, well, that's about as much of that as I can deal with, guys, okay?
It's Friday, okay? A little sneak peek into what I'm gonna be doing this weekend. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of...
All right, goofball.
God damn it, guys. I hope you're doing great.
We made it through another week and nobody can tell us otherwise. Do they try? You bet your ass they do. And we say it, tell them to shut up. So I hope you get out there and get
weird
this weekend. Love you guys so much. Bye-bye.
Hey, guys.
Guess what? You're not even getting the whole show. If you want every episode and a whole bunch of other
subscribe on Patreon.
Subscribe on Patreon for as little as 2 bones. Just click the stupid little link below the video in the comments.
See, right there.
There you go. Click it, and that, yep. When you become a patron for as little as 2 bones, you get the Tuesday, Thursday, patron-only episodes. You also get the weekly Book Oblega show where we talk about important books. The questions and comments thing where you can ask questions and make comments and all this crap.
All for less than the price of a rancid Charleston chew.
And for only 25 putrid little dollars,
you can become a producer.
That's right, support the show and get your name up here. Look at these people. Look at these people, it make the show possible, okay? God. I mean, without these beautiful people, this show goes straight into the dumpster. A rotten, just wet, disgusting dumpster, behind a restaurant. So there's old milk in there. That's where this show ends up without these people. Is that what you want? Okay, I guess it's what you want. I'll just leave. Nope, it's done. It's too late. Okay? Here we go. Here's the dump truck. Here's the dump truck come to pick up the show. This is what would happen with no producers. Thank you.